finish your LCPAs. And yeah, Gandhar, Bhav, Bhasan, I'm not going to come after you. It's up to you. I've done my best. Yeah, and I leave the rest. Please, all of you take Mokshmarg Prakashak, chapter 4. You have any questions, doubts, anything to record, you can please say. Yeah, all of you be ready with Gandhar and Bhav Bhasan. Just quickly, we'll do the revision of 4th chapter. Chapter 4 talks about wrong faith, knowledge, and conduct. And the very first Mangalacharan, I mean, the Mangalacharan of this chapter says that the root cause of sansar is mithya bhav. And this mithya bhav includes Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra. And we should understand that Charitra is not a kriya, but it is a bhav. Samyak Darshan is a bhav, Samyak Gyan is a bhav, and Samyak Charitra is a bhav. Bhav here refers to the inner dispositions. You have Kashai bhav, you have Ragdvesh bhav, you have Gyan bhav, Agyan bhav, Mithya bhav. So everything is bhav. In share market bhav, gold, silver bhav, crude oil bhav. Our mood swings also we call bhav. Okay. So, but the bhav word has many, many connotations, and mithya bhav connotes wrong faith, knowledge, and conduct. Why? Because faith, knowledge, and conduct are the essential characteristics of the jiva. Shraddha, Gyan, Charitra, Darshan, Gyan, Charitra. So this darshan word has two meanings. One is seeing and one is believing. You believe what you see, okay, and you see what you believe in. Even though Atma is right in front of us, but we don't believe in it, so we don't see it. And Atma is the seat of all knowing and seeing. It is the drishta, it is the drishya, and it is the darshan. It is the gyata, it is the gyan, and it is the gyay also. It is inclusive of all the three. So that complex the reality is. So when you don't understand it the way it is mithya bhav. So here he says, to uproot this mithya bhav, we have to know the mithya bhav, then only the moksha upai, the path of moksha will begin. So this is the meaning of the Mangalacharan of 4th chapter. So then again he says, just as a Vaidya, okay, who is very efficient in his work, he finds out the cause of the disease, and then he gives you the treatment. You remove the causes, and the disease vanishes. In the same way, the Tirthankar Paramatma are the Kushala Vaidya. They have told us the root cause of our suffering, of Janma Maran, is Mithya Bhav. So when we understand that Mithyatva as it is and work to eradicate it, only then there can be an end to the cycle of transmigration. We can terminate the cycle of transmigration. And not one, two, but infinite Arihant and Siddhas have demonstrated this, not just by speech, but by practice. They all were like us, bundle of kashai and karma. But when they realized their right, they realized the nature of the Atma as Gyan, Darshan, Sukh, Virya, and they worked on it. It manifested. And eventually the karmas got eradicated. They did not do anything to chop off the karmas. Karmas are jad and Jeev is Chaitanya. One dravya cannot do anything of another dravya. So they worked on their dravya, and the other dravya which had infected or inhabited that land of Atma did not find any food over there. So they all left. Okay. So like this, we have to understand. Now the first thing they tell is about Mithya Darshan. So he says, because of the nimit of Darshan Mohaniya Karma Uday, the Jeev believes falsely, understands falsely, conducts himself falsely. And when this, and the Darshan Mohaniya is not the cause. It is only a nimit. The cause is the disinterest of the soul in itself. The upyog is not interested in the upyog. It is interested in what comes in its upyog. In the upyog, if any non-self things are coming, it has two reactions, either of the two reactions, push or pull. It doesn't like something, it will push it away from itself. It likes something, it will pull it towards itself. So this reaction is always happening in the jiva because the jiva is never happy with itself. It is looking for happiness outside, not realizing that it itself is a fountainhead of knowledge, bliss, joy, etc., etc. So this is the mithya bhav, and then he understands things wrongly. Instead of working on its own self, it is working on worshipping Paramatma, doing all kriya outwardly, and hoping that it will get liberated. Okay, so with that false notion, pratiti. So it's only an ehsas. It's only a realization. Darshan here refers to pratiti, realization, ehsas. Okay, how do I translate it in English? I don't know. Tonadal. You understand what is tonadal? Okay, so that can be false also. Matlab, your pratiti can be false also. It can be right also. So Bhagwan never said that you follow what I am telling. He never said Atma Gyan, Atma Darshan. He said Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan. Because when you meditate deeply, you may experience something and conclude that it is the experience of the Atma. So then it is false pratiti, false darshan. So that's why he said, as it is, the way it is. Now, how do we know what it is? For that only we have to do all this Svadhyay, Dev, Guru, Shastra, Bhakti, everything to know the rightness of things. To know the rightness of Gyan, Darshan, Charitra, which is inbuilt in the Jiva. Which is inbuilt in the Jiva. Am I clear? Am I loud and clear? So Darshan, Gyan, Charitra are there inside. But this Darshan, Gyan, Charitra is not happy with itself. It's looking for happiness outside. So this is the aprayojan bhut. It does not understand the prayojan bhut tattva, the jiva tattva, which is a fountainhead of Gyan, Darshan, etc. It doesn't understand. It doesn't understand. So just because of that clouded understanding, it wanders in samsara. And how long it will wander? As long as this cloud does not get shattered. It's not able to see clearly the sun shining above. Okay, like that. So darshan generally means samanya avalokan. Samanya rup se you see something is called darshan, but here the darshan earth refers to steadfast belief, staunch matlab it's not blind faith. It is shraddha rooted in reason, in Gyan, in Bhakti, in Vairagya, everything. So the opposite of Samyak Darshan is Mithya Darshan, and Mithya Darshan means Viparita Abhinivesh. Abhinivesh refers to Abhipray. So this is a very technical term, Abhipray. Write down 3 words: Kriya, Parinam, and Abhipray. There's a beautiful book on it, Kriya, Parinam, Abhipray, by Pandit Abhay Kumar Shastri of Devlali. And one of my students has done her MPhil on this book. Beautiful book, Kriya, Parinam, Abhipray. He says that Kriya may be right of a Muniraj. His Parinam is also very good. He's not having the bhav of Hinsa, Asatya, compassion, everything he's having. His Parinam is also very good. But Abhipray mein there is a tremendous mistake. So that Muni also wanders. On the other hand, there is a Chakravarti who is a Samyak Drishti, and his Abhipray is right. But his Kriya and Parinam may not be right. He may be taking to fighting the army. You know, he may be doing more Ragdvesh. He may be enjoying the pleasures of the world. But internally, he is awakened. His Abhipray, his Darshan, his Drishti is right. So that person will very soon be liberated. So Kriya and Parinam come after Abhipraya. And Abhipraya means drishti, outlook, attitude. Outlook, attitude. Okay, so that is Abhipraya. Parinam refers to the more Ragdvesh Parinam, Shubha Shubha Parinam, and Kriya refers to Shubha Shubha Kriya. Shubha Shubh Kriya. Parinam can be Shubha Shubh, but Abhipraya refers to the drishti, the outlook, the approach that you have towards reality. Okay, so if your Abhipraya is right, you are a Samyak Drishti. Your Kriya Parinam may not be in your stride for now, but very soon they will be. Okay. If Parinam is pure, Shubh Parinam is there, but your Drishti is Mithya Drishti. Your Mithya Drishti. So with this Shubha Parinam, you will go to Devalok, but not on Moksha Marga. With Shubha Parinam, you will get Shubha Gati, but you will remain in this Char Gati. Ashubha Parinam, Ashubha Gati. Shubha Parinam, Shubha Gati. Shuddha Parinam only will get you the path of moksha. And that Shuddha Parinam is only, what to say, Samyak Darshan Gyan Char. Okay, clear? Chal. So now, how do we give up Mithya Darshan? So he talks about a madman. So a madman can talk anything, he can do anything, but he doesn't understand why he is doing. Like that, a Mithya Drishti will talk something, will do something. He doesn't know what the reality is. Shuddha Parinam is not Abhipraya. When your Abhipraya is right, your Parinam becomes Shuddha. Abhipraya is your drishti, your vision, your outlook, your attitude, your approach, how you view things, how you philosophize in the right way is Abhipraya. How do I explain this? For example, let us take my example. I'm taking the class. So this is what my Kriya is talking, Shubha Kriya. My Parinam, I'm not doing any Hinsa, Asatya, all those Pap I'm not doing. I'm doing Shubha Bhav only, no. And I think that doing this Shubha Kriya, I will get moksha. I think that doing this Shubha Kriya, having this Shubha Parinam, I will get moksha. So my Abhipraya is right or wrong? While doing the Shubha Kriya, I'm getting Shubha Karma. When I'm getting the Shubha Karma, Shubha Astrava, I'm not doing Samvar Nirjara. So my understanding of the pathway of moksha is wrong. My Abhipraya is wrong. So I'm binding Mithyatva also, and I'm binding Shubha Karma also. Both I'm binding. Right? And the Shubha Karma I bind will be of a very lower quality. But if my Abhipraya is right, that no, I am not the one who is talking. I'm a soul. I'm only a knower and seer. This talking is happening because of the nimit of the Bhasha Vargana Pudgal, the Man Vachan Kaya Yoga, and the nimit of the students. And according to Krambad, what is to be taught is being taught. I'm only one who is knowing and seeing. I'm not the doer. So then my Abhipraya is right. I will not be binding Mithyatva. But I will be binding Shubha Asrav. But I'm not binding Mithyatva Asrav. Clear? So there is bondage happening. At the same time, I'm not nurturing the Mithyatva. So liberation is also happening. And this activities of Man, Vachan, Kaya will be arrested only in the last birth, provided I understand that Yoga Kriya is not mine. I am of the Upayoga nature. Yoga is all material in nature. I am separate from it. But my problem is I'm not so, I'm not so deep into, I'm not absorbing in myself. I'm not able to. I know my weakness. So I know that my limitations is taking these classes is my limitation. But this is not the cause of my liberation. So my Abhipraya should be right. You cannot take Diksha, no problem. But Diksha is worth aspiring for. All Tirthankas took to Diksha. Without Diksha, there cannot be moksha. And without And with any and every kind of diksha also, there cannot be moksha. I have to aim for the right diksha. And what is the meaning of the word diksha? Atma mein rehne mein daksh banna is diksha. To be skilled, to be efficient in absorbing in the soul, that whatever upsarga parishya come, you don't get affected by it. That steadfast faith and knowledge you have of your own self, then comes the absorption in the self. So doing all this Swadhyay, I am strengthening my Gyan Darshan. Don't think that I am doing a favor on you. If I think, oh, I am your benefactor, I can do this, then it's all mithyatva that I'm piling up. Nobody can do anything for anybody. Every dravya is swatantra. Everything happens because of the nimit naimetik sambandha, not karta karma sambandh between two dravya. So your understanding of the Jain philosophy should be first right.
Ma'am, can we say that abhipray resonates action and parinam is emotional aspect of moksha? For example, I aspire to go to moksha is my shubha parinam, but only parinam wouldn't fetch me moksha. So with that comes my action of taking diksha, which is my abhipray. Mera andar ka man reflects in my action. Am I on same page? Over to you.
Taking diksha and सहज में दीक्षित होना. सहज में दीक्षित. What does the sugar have to do to remain sweet? Does it have to take diksha?
Nothing.
Be in nature. That's all.
Be in nature.
Doing nothing and being is only moksha marga. In that being, in the sthiti you have the gati, and in the gati you have the sthiti. Atma mein gati is Atma mein sthiti, and Atma mein sthiti is only Atma mein gati. Okay, so when you understand moksha marg correctly, then your abhipray becomes correct.
Yes.
You know what is the difference between Shubh, Ashubh and Shuddha Parinam. But you are not able to take up Shuddha Parinam. So what you will end up doing? Shubha Parinam. But you don't consider Shubha Parinam as a cause of moksha.
Perfect.
Please mute yourself, everybody. Got it? You ask questions and I'll throw more light on it. Okay, if you don't ask questions, I'll assume that yes, you have understood things. And you will remain without the right knowledge, then that's all. Andhere mein teer marte rahenge. It's like shooting arrows in darkness. By fluke, you may hit your goal. So moksha marg is not like that. In darkness, in fluke, you will get Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra. No. So this Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra is called Ratna. They are the three jewels. And where do you get Ratna? Only when you go deep down in the earth or in the ocean. In the same way, when you go deep down into your consciousness, you will get the Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra Ratna. So it is a bhav which has to be realized. And we say every day, no, bhave, bhavana, bhaviye, bhave dije dan, bhave dharma aradhi, bhave keval gyan. Keval gyan is in your bhav. But we don't understand that bhav. For example, I have no understanding of the share market. So I cannot do trade in share market. I have no understanding of the iron and steel market or the diamond market. I cannot trade in it. So first I should know the bhav which is required to trade in that particular thing. Only then I can trade in it. And I should have faith that yes, this kind of trade will help me and my family. So here again, three things are involved, no? Darshan, Gyan, Charitra. First the knowledge, the know-how, then the faith, yes, things are like that, and then you take it up. The same way, when you understand the DNA of the soul, when you understand the engineering of the soul, or when you understand the interior design of the soul, you work on it, it manifests. Until then, it remains tapped. Until then, it remains tapped and trapped. You remain trapped. You matlab we remain trapped. Okay, chal. So we have to understand Prayojan Bhut and Aprayojan Bhut Tattva. So Prayojan Bhut Tattva here refers to the the hidden Atma Jyoti in the seven tattvas. So the actual pure soul is inclusive and exclusive of the seven tattvas. For example, I'll make it very simple. You read Samay Sar Natak, very beautiful book by Banarsi Das. There he says the world is a stage, your life is a stage. And the nine tattvas, they come and play their roles. The jiva comes and plays its role. The ajiva comes and plays its role. Punya, Pap, Asra, Ban, Sambar, Nijra, Moh, they all come and play. Okay, so they're all playing the roles. Now, in a natak, in a drama, there are actors who are playing the roles. But who are you in these roles? Who are you? You, matlab the jeev. He says the jeev is the one who is sitting and watching. The jiva, the Shuddha jiva, is the one who sits and watches the play. So Siddha Bhagwan and Moksha, what they are doing? They are the Shuddha jiva, they are only watching. They are not a part of the drama. So even Moksha is also not an eternal tattva. Moksha is also with beginning and endless experience. But Atma is a beginningless and an endless experience. You understand what I'm trying to say? Moksha is also a paryay. If you focus on the paryay and you're not focusing on the Trikali Dhruv Dravya, that paryay will elude you. It won't come. Because you're focusing in the wrong place. Right? It is an effect. Whereas you are the cause. If you don't have the cause of the seed, the effect of the fruit will not come. You focus on the fruit, but you're not working on the cause, the seed, the effect will not come. So moksha is an effect. If you're interested in the paryay, that means the Trikali Dhruv Dravya is disinterested in itself. That is a mithya bhav. Disinterest. You cannot pursue the spiritual path, it's okay. But your disinterest speaks a lot of us being tied down in the cycle of samsara. So first correct your abhipray, correct your gyan, correct your darshan. Then the correct charitra will come. Correct charitra means what? Now listen to me carefully. Samyak darshan, gyan, charitra will appear in one bhav, in one shot. Otherwise, they won't appear at all. And the perfection of these three happens gradually. Samyak darshan, beginning and perfection happens in one shot. Kshaik Samyak darshan. But Gyan perfection happens in Keval Gyan. Charitra perfection happens in 12th Gunasthan Vitrag Bhav. And then Siddha Bhav. Clear? Am I loud and clear? Huh? Okay. Chalo. So then they are talking about, yeah, you may have lots and lots of Gyan in the material world. You may be doctors, engineers, IAS officers, and scientists, and having tremendous general knowledge, everything. But all this is Gyan ka kshayoksham and not Moha ka kshayoksham. You may have plenty of information of the, but you may not have the understanding of the soul. On the other hand, you may not have the knowledge of the world, but you may have the right understanding of the soul. So who is eligible for moksha?
Second one, ma'am.
Second one. Very good. So for this, you should remember the example of Mastus Muni. You know Mastus Muni? Write down if you want. There was one Muni who could never memorize anything. Because in his past life, he had got a lot of knowledge and he took to the pride of it. So he had bound the Gyanavarniya Karam, because of which he could not learn anything. For 12 years, he could not master, he could not memorize even one Gatha. You know, Gatha, one couplet he could not memorize. So he was very sad, you know. So he went to the Guru before 12 years. that I'm not able to memorize, I'm not able to memorize. Everybody is learning so much, everybody knows so much, but I don't know anything. The Guru said, don't worry, you just learn this one line. Ma rush ma tush. Rush matlab dvesh. Tush matlab rag. So no rag, no dvesh. You sit in meditation and then you see how much of rag dvesh bothers you. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. That is what rag. Rag ka rag makes you do all the worldly things. So now this Muni, he was putting to practice this Maharush Matush very religiously, very Sahaj Bhav se. He was trying to live that one line. Maharush Matush. But he could not even memorize that one line. It became Mastus. Mastus, 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 he would keep telling. So his name itself became Mastus Muni. Now one day when he went for Bhiksha, he saw one lady separating the rice from the husk. And then he meditated, this incident triggered his reasoning, and he could see that the rice is different from the husk. And he applied it on himself, that my Atma is separate from this body. My Atma is separate from the karma. My Atma is separate from all this bhav, more rag dvesh bhav. And he got Keval Gyan. He got Keval Gyan. He lived that rag dvesha rahita vitarag bhav avastha, and he got Keval Gyan. And others who were memorizing so much, okay, so for them the Jnanavarniya Karma Kshayoksham was there, but Darshan Mohaniya was intact. So they could not get rid of Mithyatva, they could not get rid of Charitra Mohaniya Karma, they could not get Keval Gyan. As simple as that. Am I loud and clear? So information and loading your Gyan with all material knowledge is no guarantee for Moksha Marga. Unless and we understand our Jnana Swabhava Atma and meditate on it and become Vitaraga, we will remain in samsara. That is a Mithya Bhava. Okay, so then he talks about the Prayojan Bhut, Aprayojan Bhut Tattva. He uses the word Aap and Apar. Aap means self and Apar means the other. Differentiating between the self and the non-self. So for this, he says, you should have the Prayojan Bhut Tattvas are 7, the 7 Tattvas. So when we understand the 7 Tattvas as they are, we become eligible for liberation. Okay. Now, what are those 7 Tattvas? I don't have to tell you. So he says Jeev, Ajeev, Asrav, Bandh, and all these Tattvas are there. So you don't have to just know them by name. You have to know them as they are. The Jiva means what? When we say Jeev, we refer to the name, the form, the identity, the country, the nationality, the gender, etc., etc. But here Bhagwan is telling that all these are yours, but you are not them. Like when I say the pen is mine, it is obvious that this pen is different, I am different. In the same way, when you say the name is yours, why is it not obvious that you are different and the name is different? So what Bhagwan says is that we are having this Ahama Buddhi and Mamatva Buddhi. Write down the names of the 4 Buddhis that appear in Samesa. Those 4 are other and these 2 are other, but you write. Ahama Buddhi, Mamatva Buddhi is Mokshamarg Prakashak. Samesar talks of 4 Buddhis. Anybody knows? Anybody wants to say the 4 Buddhis? Hello? Anybody who has studied?
Yes, ma'am. I'll try.
Tell.
Aham Buddhi. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes,
Aham
yes.
Buddhi, Mamatva Buddhi, Kartritva buddhi and bhoktritva buddhi, ma'am.
Yeah. Instead of aham buddhi, write ekatva buddhi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Here the name is aham buddhi, but this aham buddhi means oneness with the non-self. Ego, the false ego that we have. Aham buddhi means oneness with the body, name, form, etc. Okay. Oneness with the indriya gyan is all aham buddhi. And mamatva buddhi is attachment. Because of this aham buddhi, you have the mamatva buddhi. Aham buddhi bolo ya ekatva buddhi bolo. And then kartritva means you're doing the material things and you have the kartritva buddhi, that I am the doer of all this. I am the enjoyer of all this. And as we talk like this, deep down there runs a current of the consciousness of the Jnana Darshan Swabhav. The consciousness is the karta and bhokta of itself. But never once the jiva has got that ekatva and mamatva buddhi with that consciousness. They say no, still waters run deep. So even though the ocean appears to be very ferocious and very stormy, but deep down it is very calm and silent. You understand what I'm trying to say? So in the same way, the world of consciousness is deep down, profound, sagar vara gambhira. It is more pure than the moons and more bright than the suns, that consciousness. But we have never realized it. We have never had the oneness with it. We have never developed a fondness for it. We have never understood its functioning, how it operates. We have never enjoyed being it. The four buddhis I told just now. No oneness with it, no attachment with it, no sahaj bhav se doership of it and enjoying of it. And all this happens in very deep meditation. And that deep meditation comes under the Nirjara Tattva. But that Nirjara Tattva, Samyak Tap, should be preceded by Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra. In fact, Charitra is taken up for doing tap. Doing tap means what? Not the kriya of tap. Dhyan is also tap. Kayotsarg is also tap. And your anshan, unodri, everything should lead to that. But what we do, we keep fasting and we keep wandering in the world. No sambar, no charitra. And we think by doing this stuff, we will get moksha. So the real tap we have not done on. There is no need for tap for hundreds of years. One samyak upvas is more than enough. But that one samyak upvas will not come off just like that. Like, you know, the other day also I told in the class, in Friday's class, there is a rock and you have to hammer the rock. See, hammer is a small word. You have to hit the rock. You have to split the rock. So just one hammering, one blow will split the rock? No. You have to keep hitting, you have to keep hitting it. And then the 100th hit, the rock breaks. That doesn't mean that the 99 blows that you gave to the rock were waste. So like that, 99 births, we practice charitra. Somebody may do it 1-2 births and then the third birth itself, they hit hard and they separate the Atma and Karma. So how hard you hit, how rightly you hit, how correctly you do it, that is the whole idea, you know. Okay, so this talks about the ekatva, mamatva. So what Bhagwan, Todarmalji is telling is the jiva ajiva tattva mein bhool. We have studied all this in our Tattva Gyan Patmala, Vitrag Vigyan lesson you take. In English it is given, the same lesson. The flaws in our understanding of the 7 tattvas. It is taken from this lesson over here. So he says, the first is Jiva Ajiva Ayathartha Shraddhan. We all say we are living beings. but what do we understand by living? I would like to say something. If you all can note down, it will be a very nice exercise. Yeah, I'm talking from another book. It is not given in your book. You can still note down. Very interestingly, it says, just give me a minute. I'll be there with you. Where I'll find it, I don't know. It's very striking. Yeah, I'll just read one paragraph for you. Disease, sin, fear, and poverty are not life. For example, we all desire moksha. So we are poor, no? A poor man desiring to be a millionaire, that means he is in poverty. So we are also desiring for moksha. So that means we are in poverty, right? Right? We want that affluence of moksha, that liberated state. So we are poor people. So he says, disease. So when you want something which is not a part of you, and what is a part of you, you are not wanting it, that is a disease. That is a sin. And you are desiring. So every moment your bhav, your upyog is chanchal. Chanchal means a wavering mind. So that is called as fear. And you're experiencing that deprivation, abhav. So that is poverty. So now he says, to cling to them is not life. They are partially death. Real life is to be free from disease, sin, fear, and poverty. According to Carriel, a healthy man cannot know about his health because health itself is life. At one time, health and life were synonymous words, two names from the same root. What is the root for health? Swasthya. And what is life? Swa. Swa means sthiti is life. Okay. So one Greek poet did not regard the existence of life without good health. And according to a Roman poet, mere existence is not life, but life means to live healthily and with joy. So that health is swamestitona, gyan, and joy is anand, gyana anand. So when you come close to your nature, you know the secret of life. Is it clear? Chal. So now he talks about the Jiva Ajiva Tattva Shraddhan. Very quickly and very briefly, I'll tell you about the seven Tattva mein bhool, the flaws in our understanding. So first he says, what you are not, you believe yourself to be that. And what you are, you don't recognize it. That's all. You are Bhagwan Atma, you are Gyata Drashta, you are Gyayak Bhav, you are Gyan Darshan Swabhav, but we don't realize it. And we feel we want this, we do this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So all in the material world, we are in the trap. How a spider weaves a web around itself and gets caught in it, that is the condition of the Jiva Tattva, which identifies itself with the Ajiva Tattva. So Ajiva Tattva here refers to body, karma, kashai. More Ragdvesh. All are Ajiv. They don't belong to the Shuddha Jiva. But when the Jiva takes to them, they will yield the fruit for the Jiva only. So in a way, they belong to the Jiva. In a way, they don't belong to the Jiva. This is the language of Samayasa, which we will study next year or whatever. So he says, there is a causal relation between the body and the jiva. There is a causal relation between jiva and karma and kashai, but not the cause and effect relation. Karta karma sambandh is always in one dravya. Between two dravyas, it is nimit naimetik sambandh, but the jeev doesn't understand this nimit naimetik sambandh, and it gets overpowered by whatever comes to it, and it forgets its power. Okay, so that is the root cause, and then you have to learn about the three kinds of sambandh. Here they have mentioned about eka kshetra avagaha sambandh. So between the jiva and ajiva, see, this ajiva includes the kshari, so that is a sanyoga sambandh. It includes the karma, that is eka kshetra avagaha sambandh. So atma plus body is sanyoga sambandh. Atma plus karma is eka kshetra. Both are occupying the same pradeshas. Atma and karma are occupying the same pradeshas. Okay, and Atma and Gun, Gyan Adi Gun, are Tadatmya Sambandh. They are inseparable from the soul. Like, for example, sugar and sweetness, Tadatmya Sambandh. Sugar in the dabba is Sanyoga Sambandh. Okay, and sugar with the salt, they're occupying the same place, but yet the qualities of sugar and salt are distinctly apart. So like that, the soul and karma, when we understand, we separate the jeev from the ajiv. And not separating this jeev and ajiv, not realizing the separation of these two, is called as kashai bhav, mithya bhav. So what is the meaning of the word kashai? Kash means poison. Kash means bitter. Kash means sansar. I means income. Kash means poison. Kash means kashela, bitter. Kash also means janma maran ka sansar. I means income. So when you are not in your soul, when you are in more ragdvesh, you are getting the income of the bitter poison of rebirth. So you are your own creator. So the moment you realize that this kashai bhav is different, I am gyan bhav, you understand the gyan bhav as it is, you have oneness with it. See one very beautiful example. In Narak, some samyak drishti jeev is there. There is no swadhyay there. There is no Paramatma mandir over there. There is no samay kriya over there. There is no upvas over there. Yet that jiva, that he has got the bheda vigyan between atma and body and karma and kashai and everything. He can remain at peace over there. So whatever his karma uday is coming, he is tolerating with immense awakening inside. He's got Shaik Samyak Darshan, and all his Vedaniya karma, everything that uday comes goes in Nirjara. He's shedding his karmas in wholesale. And then he comes out as an evolved spirit, one final birth. He absorbs in the pure soul, he goes to moksha. Example, Shrenik Raja, Krishna Vasudev, and all these Shaik Samyak Drishti people. On the other hand, a Muniraj is there. He's bearing everything calmly. He's taking to vrat, tap, niyam, puja, bhakti, daya, dan, everything. But he doesn't have the bheda vigyan of the gyayak bhav, the gyan gay swabhav. He has no idea. He has no clue. In the name of religion, he is doing some religion, but not the real one. So his jiva, ajiva, tattva, shraddhan is wrong. He is not eligible for moksha. He is not eligible. So you and I have been munis a umpteen number of times in our past lives, but with the wrong understanding. So now let us correct our understanding, and correct munihood will come. See, in Friday's class, I told something very important. You can't take diksha, it's okay. You can't do vrat, tap, niyam, puja, bhakti, daya, dan, it's okay. Okay. But if you realize that all these are not worth pursuing. It's okay if I don't take them too. That conclusion, that realization will beget you charitra mohaniya karma, because of which in bhav charitra will not be easily coming to you. Absorption in the soul will not be easily coming to you. You understand? Supposing India is your motherland, you can't go to India, but living in far off land, you understand, no, that is my motherland. That realization itself will pull you towards your motherland someday. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so that oneness, if we have, then that magnetic field will accommodate us. Otherwise, we'll be away from that. So understood, Jeev, Ajeev. So not knowing the Shuddha Jeev, we say, I am Kshatriya, I am Vaishya, I am tall, I am handsome, I am beautiful, I am this, I am that. So what is this Mohaniya karma, What I am, I don't know. And what I am not, I have identification with. Simple, that's is Mohaniya karma. I am Jnana Ananda Swabhav. I am like Siddha Bhagwan, but no realization. And what I am not, I'm having a very strong hold of it. So this is the flaw in the understanding of Jeev and Ajiva Tattva. So Mithya Bhav will remain. Mithya Bhav will remain. Okay. So the Sharir is Murtik with form. Atma is Amurtik. Atma is a formless. And whatever form we see, we get lost in it and we bind the karma. So that Aham Buddhi, Brahma Buddhi, Brahm means what? Illusion, deluded state. Brahm means delusion. Now come to Asrav Tattva. What is Asrav Tattva? See here. The moment we have any kashai, we will have akulta, anxiety. Any kind of anxiety is Asrav. Anxiety for getting Samyak Darshan, Asrav. Anxiety for going to Mahavidya Kshetra, Asrav. Anxiety for moksha, Asrav. So Asrav means what? Influx of karma. So with influx of karma, how can you get separation from karma? You have to stop the influx. After stopping the influx, the shedding of karma happens. That leads to moksha. So by taking to all Shubha Shubha, you are only causing influx of karma and you are thinking, by this influx I will get liberated. That means you are not understanding the Asrav Tattva correctly. In our Shraddha, there is lot of gadbad. In our understanding, there is lot of chemical locha. Kaise bhi bol dijiye aap log. Okay, now you have 4 kinds of bandha. Prakriti, Sthiti, Anubhag, Pradesh. Prakriti and Pradesh bandha, the nimit is yog. Yoga ki chanchalta. And the cause for Sthiti and Anubhag, this two, is Kashai. The more the Kashai, the more will be the Sthiti of the Mohaniya karma that we bind. More will be the intensity of bondage. But supposing this Kashai is not there, Kashai Bhav is not there. So the Sthiti and the Anubhag you bind will be less of Ashubha Gati. But whereas of Shubha Gati, it will be more. The Sthiti will be more, the Anubhag will be more. With Manda Kashai, you will bind the Sthiti, Anubhag of Shubha Gati will be more. And if your Kashai Bhav is Tivra, the Ashubha Gati, Sthiti and Anubhag will be more. That is why a Muniraj will go to higher Devalok, where the Sthiti will be very long. The Punya of Anubhag will be very long. But when the Muniraj is absorbing in the soul and experiencing the soul, it is somewhere Nirjara. but 24/7 is not able to absorb. Out of 24/7, let us say 23/7 is in Shubha Kriya, Shubha Bhav, but with the right Abhipraya. So he will get the punya of a very high order and he'll go to higher Devlok. Clear? So Bandha Tattva says, just as we eat the food and it gets converted into 7 things. It gets converted into fat, muscles, bone marrow, and all that virya, shakti, everything. Likewise, the karmas that get attracted to the soul get divided into 7 karmas on their own. It's an automatic process. And these are the Jnanavarni Adi karma. And when their Uday comes, the Jeev will take to Bhav karma. When the Bhav karma comes, he will get the body, the No karma. With the No karma, again he'll do the Bhav karma. With the Bhav karma, again he'll get the Dravya karma. This I've already told you through the 3-finger example. That is what is told over here. Okay. So the Jeev thinks that it is the doer of karma and it thinks that it has to annihilate the karma. Both are wrong abhipraya. He doesn't know the Bandha Tattva. He doesn't know that the mere karta buddhi is the cause of bandha. So that karta buddhi should be cancelled by the jnata drashta buddhi. Jnata drashta abhyas. See, you can't do jnata drashta abhyas, it's okay. But understand that you are a Jnayak Bhav. Trikal, Dhruv, Sakshi Bhav only. Jnanat anyat karoti kim. Your Jnana Swabhav, other than Jnana, you cannot do anything. I'll give you one small example. How many people in our Sunday class? Initially, 70 people were there. Now, can Priya ma'am teach 70 people? Out of 70, 60 people have vanished. So has Priya ma'am retained these 10 people? Has Priya ma'am driven away these 60 people? Or you 10 have retained yourself only by yourself? And the 60 have gone by themselves. What I have done? I have not done anything. But if I take the load, oh my God, I'm so bad, I could not teach these 60 people, I'm good for nothing. You know? So my happiness is gone, my anand is gone. That means my anand is dependent on these 60 people. Okay, this is one part. On the other hand, have I not motivated you enough to be in the class? I've done my job as a teacher. From the soul point of view, I remain an akarta. But I'm playing the role of a teacher, so that I have to do it correctly. So it's all role play, no? But if I think the teacher's role is soul's role and the soul's role is teacher's role, I'm mixing things. So no clarity in my Gyan, no clarity in my faith, no clarity in my conduct. So you may get liberated, but I will remain in samsara. So that way you have to apply this 7 tattvas everywhere. So understood this asra bandha tattva? So bandha tattva, very nice example. A lion in the cage or a lion is chained. Okay, the lion is chained. Now the lion is so powerful that it can break all the chains, provided it realizes its power. But right from its childhood, it has been tamed in such a way that there was no scope for it to realize its hidden power. But the moment it realizes, it can break loose all the chains and it can attack and it can kill and it can go and wander freely, no? So likewise, we have to realize our inner power, and then the karmas and the kashai will be attacked and killed, and we can roam freely in that Keval Gyan level. Okay, so without understanding our pure potential, we remain in bondage. Otherwise, there is no bondage only. Not realizing the free nature of the soul only is bondage. Then come to the Samvar Tattva, dear. What is Samvar Tattva? Complete stoppage of karma. Complete stoppage of karma. Arresting the influx of karma is Samvar. And that can happen only in absorption in the self. through right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. But we don't understand this samvar, and we take to the samaiki kriya, paushad ki kriya, and thinking that this kriya will lead me to that samvar. No. But the more and more you absorb in yourself, internalize, externally all the kriyas will come. Samaik will come, Diksha will come, Sallekhana will come. All these kriyas will come. Sahaj mein aayenge. Okay. So not, see, in the name of Samvar, we give up Ashubha Kriya, but we take to Shubha Kriya and think we are doing Samvar. We will read Tattvartha Sutra next semester. 6th chapter is Ashubha Asram. 7th chapter, whatever we understand as Samvar is put in the 7th chapter of Shubha Asram. And in 8th chapter, Bandha, 9th and 10th, 9th will talk of Samvar Nirjara, and 10th will be of Moksha. Okay, clear? Okay, so don't mistake Asra for Samvar. Know the nature of Samvar. Samvar may hai Atma. In the Atma, there is no karma, kashai, kaya, maya. Atma is pure consciousness. Okay, come to Nirjara Tattva. Because we don't, now what is Nirjara? The more and more you absorb in your soul, Nirjara will happen. So when you absorb in your soul, Darshan, Gyan, Charitra, all the three become right. And now you are not nurturing the karmas. So you are not binding new karmas. And when you are not binding new karmas, the old karmas will come to rise. You are not attending to them. They will get annihilated. They'll shed off. Clear? Supposing somebody comes to my house and I don't attend to them, they'll not come to my house again. Likewise, all these more rag, dvesh, bhav, uday are coming, but I'm not attending to them. I'm deep in my consciousness. So they all will not come again. They'll get uprooted. So that is the way of Nirjara. Okay. Then Moksha Tattva. What is Moksha Tattva? Not understanding the pure consciousness, the Trikali Dhruv Dravya, and aiming for the Moksha Pariyai is Moksha Tattva mein bhul. Okay. So you are not knowing the root cause of the disease. You are not striking at the root cause of the disease. So liberation from the disease will not happen. Liberation matlab freedom from the disease will not happen. But when you know the cause of the disease, you strike at it, you will be free from it. Moksha will happen. Okay. Then Punya Pap. We have studied enough about Punya Pap. Both are Asrav. Both are the, kya bole? एक ही चांडालिनी के पुत्र है. Chandalini, you all know, one who burns corpses in the cemetery is called a Chandal, an outcast. They call him outcast, but he's not an outcast. He's doing his job of cleaning the corpses, whatever. So both Punya and Pap are not worth. See, I'd like to say something over here. We don't have to give up Punya Bhav. We only have to correct our understanding towards it. But what we do, oh, Jinwani is telling us not to do Punya only. Then you go to Pap. Oh, Jinwani mein likha hai, taking to Paramatma's bhakti is also not Moksha Marg. Okay, then I will not do Paramatma bhakti. I will do other Devi Devta bhakti. What is this? Does Jinwani want you to do that? Does Jinwani tell you to do that? Or you understand like that? You understand? So we should be very clear in our understanding of the 7 tattvas. Only then we can remove the Mithya Bhav, which is the root cause of samsara. That is up to page number 84. In 85, they tell us about the 3 flaws of Gyan, Mithya Gyan. Sanshay, Viparyaya, Anadhyavasai. Sanshay means doubt. Oh, I'm this kind of Atma or that kind of Atma? Oh, am I really this kind of Atma? So that is Sanshay. Viparya is the wrong understanding of the Atma. And anadhyavasai means not having a clear understanding of the reality or Atma or the self that we are. Why we are focusing on the self? When we know the self, we'll know the whole universe, all the seven tattvas, everything. Okay. So here, not understanding the rope as rope, mistaking it to be for a snake. This is the example from Vedanta. In the same way, not knowing the Atma as pure consciousness, understanding it to be a Manushya, Tiryancha, Naraka, etc., is what to say, Mithya Gyan. So we have to remove this. They talk of three Viparyaya. Note down. Swarupa, page number 85, last paragraph. Swarupa Viparyaya, Karana Viparyaya, and Bheda Viparyaya. Viparyaya means wrong understanding of these three. Swarupa means self. Swarupa. Not knowing the Swarupa as it is, and you know it wrongly, is Viparyaya. Karan Viparyaya. Your cause for suffering is your own disinterest in the pure soul. But you think the karma are the Karan. Or being in sansar is the Karan. That is Karan Viparyaya. And Bheda Abheda. You are not able to have the correct knowledge of Bheda Bheda. Bheda means the Atma is Bheda from the body and Abheda from itself. The sugar is different from the box and it is indifferent. It is inseparable from its own qualities. Like that, Atma is different from all that is non-self. And it is Abheda from itself. We don't understand this, so that is a Viparyaya. So that is about the Mithya Gyan they give. Now, see what they're telling, because of the Kshayopsham Gyan, our Gyan is focusing on multitudes of gay in the material world. Okay, but it is not focusing on the Shuddha Jiva that it is. So its Gyan is Mithya Gyan. When it focuses on itself and understands its Jnana Swabhav as it is, that Gyan becomes Samyak Gyan. Simple. Clear. Clear. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Like that, Mithya Charitra. So Charitra is absorption in that Gyan Swabhav. But we don't understand that Charitra. We have that Ishta, Anishta, Buddhi. So that is what in the next pages they talk about the Ishta, Anishta, Buddhi. This is good for me. This is not good for me. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. So that Mithya Kalpana, it's all imagination. It is all the monkey mind. Then Raga Dvesha. Why the Jeev takes to Raga Dvesha? Because it has Aham Buddhi in the Pariyai. It is always seeking something outside. It is always seeking something outside. When it is seeking something inside, the Raga Dvesha will minimize and one day vanish. So Raga Dvesha, Moha, they talk. And finally, in the last paragraph, 94 page number, they say, I'm going to read out from that translate. Vishaya Kashaya Parinati inside. Vishaya is 5 sense pleasures, temptations. Kashaya is the more Ragdvesh. Because of these two, we take to the 5 pap, Hinsa and all those pap. And because of this, we become Dukhi. We are in remorse. We make others our enemy. We do things which are not appreciated in this world. And in Parlok also, we are inviting a Durgati for us. Even though the Jeev knows all this, it takes to all this is because of Moha. Moha ki mahima hai. Everywhere you see, it is only the Moha that is ruling the world. Delusion that is. So we are in a deluded state. Okay. So since Anadi Kal, the Jeev is moving in the wrong direction of Mithya Darshan Gyan Charitra, and it is suffering immensely in this world. The day it realizes and it takes an about turn, it takes to inward looking and settles inside, then he will uproot the seed of transmigration. So he says, "O Bhavya Jeev, may all realize their pure potential and be liberated." That's all. This is what Pandit Todarmalji wishes for all of us. So next semester you will have 2 chapters. Go and see the syllabus, get the books, order your books, pay the fees, and we'll all meet in February first week. So I wish you all a happy 2023. All of you stay safe, stay blessed, keep learning,
Same
keep
here,
growing.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Visham,
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Visham,
ma'am.
if I've got
Thank you,
anything
ma'am.
against the
Thank you,
scriptures,
ma'am.
and if I've
you,
got
ma'am.
anybody,
Thank
Visham.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
dear.
very much, ma'am.
Ma'am.
And thanks for teaching us so beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I think this will help you to understand the 4th chapter.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Who
can I
wants
do
to
the
do
Bhavabhasan?
Ma'am, I want to do the Gandhar and Bhavbhasan both.
Ma'am, may I please leave?
Yeah, those who have finished can leave. Saurabh, Shobha, Mahendran, Jayanti, they have finished both. Those who want to stay, stay.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And,
Thank you, ma'am.
and Happy New Year to you and to all my friends in the class. Thank you.
Shobha
Happy
madam,
New Year
what
to
is
you.
the message you floated
Which one?
from survey? From survey?
This is from one Mr. Kurana. He's done a survey. He wants to do a survey of the Jain youth, how they are involved in the Dharma,
Who
this
is
thing.
doing it?
And
Who is doing it?
one Mr. Kurana, Jitu Kurana, he is in the I think he is in the survey department of Census Department of India. Actually, he's a Jain actually, and he wants to recruit the youth of Jains, Jain youth, to get into the Dharma practice, and he wants to first know how much they understand, how much time they'll give, and all those stuff. So that is why he sent it to me to distribute it.
Ma'am, may I ask you one point?
I'll put it in Paramagam Vichar. I don't think I should put it in the Sunday group actually. But
You send it to Jinal Ben, take the green signal from her and put.
Ma'am, I wanted you to speak
Right.
on this Palitana Shatrunjay issue and Shri Sammed Shikharji. What is your viewpoint and how do you look at it? Because we are all confused the way things are going. So how should we take it? We want your guidance here, ma'am.
First of all, whether this is really a news or is it a fake news that is being circulated?
No, this is a movement which is going on.
Movement is going on, but has the government issued any such orders that is going to convert it into a tourist state, a tourist
Yeah.
place?
Yeah, in 2019, there is an order, there is a notification which says that this particular region will be identified as tourist spot for general purposes. Hotel can be made, constructed.
We have to fight it. We have to fight it and stop it.
But they are in discussion mode and they are saying we don't need any Andolan or movement to act upon. We can directly be in discussion and act upon. So in the coming Jan month, Shri Sammed Shikharji will...
In whatever capacity you can impress upon the government to stop this, it will be best.
Yes, but on Palitana issue, on Palitana specifically,
yes,
because
definitely.
Suresh Bhai Chennai also spoke on that. He got maligned because of the tone that he used.
See, I'll tell you one thing, all these are very sensitive issues and we have to be very careful because we are a handful of minority. And now because of this saffronization of things and all that, that doesn't mean you should go and sit in the lap of Congress and all that. They are even more corrupt. At least BJP is trying to safeguard the country. They may not be in favor of Jainism. Because now the BJP is not to be blamed for this. We are not united. We are not conscious. We are not proactive about our heritage places. So it is our weakness. So now it's time for us to rise up, unite, and voice out.
The Shiva temple at Palitana was constructed by the same trust, Anandji, and which is what causing this particular issue at Palitana.
Hmm. So I don't know about that Shiva temple over there, but then a lot of encroachment happening. You come to South India and see, we have seen the
South
Bali
India.
and all that happening. So, and I'll tell you one thing. One day I heard Sumat Prakash ji say that, for example, you say in Pakistan there were a lot of Jain temples.
Yes.
He said very beautifully that when the people who are to worship in the temple are not there,
Ma'am, shall we stop the recording and then talk?
yeah, then how long the temples you will say? If your Upadan is sleeping, the Nimit will be ineffective.
Should
So
we
we all
stop the
have to-
recording, ma'am?
No, let it be, no problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Let it be, no problem. So if your Upadan is weak, the Nimit will also be encroached and destroyed. Okay, so awaken your Upadan and protect your heritage. Okay, so in whatever capacity, but don't think that as Moksha Marga. Moksha
Yes.
Marga is deep down inside. This is your Vyavahara Marga, and you have to be chust in both.
Yes.
Now, this is not the real Vyavahar also. Okay, the real Vyavahar is that which starts after the Nishchay of Nishchay. You will learn in the next semesters.
Yes.
Okay, and now we'll quickly do the Gandhar Bhavbasan.
Ma'am, can I do the
May I summarize
Bhavbasan?
today's session? Like, okay.
1 second, Aarti. Kapil ne kabhi message bheja, let him finish.
Okay.
Then
Okay,
others
ma'am.
follow.
Sure,
Others
ma'am,
follow.
sure.
Put it on the group. I'll take chat. I'll take it from the chat. Your names. Bolo Kapil. 3 minutes only.
Yeah, I'll just summarize today's session. We
3 minutes.
started.
3 minutes.
Yeah, ma'am. So Samyak Darshan, Charitra and Gyan is the Bhav, and these are just the Bhav term has many connotations, and it could also mean the emotions, the state of Darshan, Charitra, Gyan within the Atma, within your own self, and none of it is an external element. It is the Bhav element that we are focused upon. Atma is particularly about knowing and seeing. It is the Gyata, it is the Gyan, and it is the Gay to be perceived as. And we also discussed about some Kriya, Parinam, and Abhipray, where we resonated Kriya as action, Parinam as Bhav, Shuddha, Shubh, or Ashubh. But the Abhipray is the right conduct, right Bhav, which will take us to the ultimate goal. And we also discussed about diseases, sin, and fear and poverty. We also discussed about 4 buddhis, which is one of them is aham, which is nothing but ekatva buddhi. We consider ourselves, we associate ourselves with the body, and that kind of egoistic buddhi, which also has gives birth to mamatva buddhi, which is an attachment habit. And there is another a third aspect, which is kartatva buddhi. Fourth one I forgot, ma'am. Yeah.
Bhoktritva buddhi. Bhoktritva buddhi.
Bhoktatva buddhi. And we also deliberated upon the Shubha Shubha Parinam and the 7 tattvas that the Atma has. That's the summary of it, ma'am, in a very concise manner.
ठीक है. Okay. Bhavbasan.
Yeah, please, ma'am. Same
नहीं,
topic.
Bhavbasan किसमें?
Same topic.
Okay.
ma'am.
Tell me the 3 flaws in Gyan. Explain the
Uh,
3 flaws in Gyan. Of Gyan.
First is Mithyatva.
No.
Hmm. 3 flaws in Gyan. One is Mithyatva, actually. If the Bhav is wrong.
No, dear.
Some hint, ma'am, please.
Sanshay.
Okay.
Sanshay, doubt. When
No,
your
ma'am.
gyan is said to be wrong, when you have these three flaws, Sanshay, Viparya, Anadhyavasai, doubt, taking it otherwise, opposite of it, and not clear. You are not
Okay.
clear. You are not clear. Kapil,
No, I'm not clear on this.
then you read again and come.
Sure, ma'am.
You call me up and give your bhav bhasan, or
Sure,
you
ma'am.
take one page and learn and come correctly.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
You are not thorough. Just read Samyak Mithya Gyan
Sure.
and come. 1-2 pages it is.
Yes. We'll do it over call then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody else? I'm not available from 29th to 1st. We'll finish it off before that.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Aarti next.
Ma'am, can I do it on Mithya Gyan? ma'am? With my
bolo.
Bhav Bhasan.
ठीक है, बोलो. मिथ्या, Kapil, you pay attention and if possible do it now itself.
The three flaws.
हाँ, 3 flaws को समझाओ तो.
Sanshay, Viparya, and Anadhyavasai. Sanshay is where the Jeev thinks that whether I am body, whether I am soul, it is confused. And Viparya, it thinks it's opposite. That मैं शरीर ही हूँ, उसी को मानता है. And Anadhyavasai is a state where it is like not bothered. It thinks that whatever it is, why should I bother about whether I'm a body or a soul? Let me continue as it is. So these are the flaws in this in Mithya Gyan.
Okay. They have given one example of poison and food.
Yes, ma'am. Like
What is
if in poison is poison, if we mix that poison in the laddu, then even that laddu will be called as poison. So it is like mithya. That is also mithya gyan. मतलब अगर मिथ्यात्व है.
हाँ, ज्ञान is ज्ञान, but when it is mixed with the poison of mithyatva, it becomes mithya gyan.
That also becomes mithya gyan. Yes.
Okay. So what is the root cause of mithya bhav?
Moh is the root cause of the
Not
mithya.
Gyanavarniya karma, not Gyanavarniya karma. Okay,
No, ma'am.
very good.
Agar Gyanavarniya, yes, ma'am. Can I just add a line? Agar Gyanavarniya hota, then even Munis will be mithya gyani.
How?
Correct, ma'am.
How?
क्योंकि अगर ज्ञानावर्णीय something I understood something. अगर even ekendriya also, ekendriya जीवों का भी, that portion I'm little confused, ma'am. What it is explained कि ekendriya जीवों को भी आके in page number 86, ma'am. 87 वो ekendriya जीव आदि तत्व जानने की शक्ति ही ना हो. Can you just little focus on
Where is that ekendriya?
Second para, ma'am.
Where is
Shall
ekendriya?
I prepare the same topic? So,
It's mithya gyan mein hi, ma'am. On third page of mithya gyan, ma'am.
हाँ, एकेंद्रिय आदिक में भी जीवादिक तत्वों को यथार्थ जानने की शक्ति ही ना हो, वहां तो ज्ञानम को इन दोनों का निमित्त. See, एकेंद्रिय जीव no, they don't understand things. They don't have a reasoning mind. They cannot understand. So for them, Gyanavarniya karma is also uday, and they don't have the right faith also. तो दर्शन मोहनीय दोनों का निमित्त उनके लिए है, इसलिए वो महान दुखी है. At least नरक जीव can know something through other indriyas. But this ekendriya jeev don't even know through other indriyas. So they are in very deep darkness. So their suffering is immense. But the Sangi Manushya, he has got this Shayopsham Gyan. That is no guarantee for Samyak Darshan Gyan. Unless otherwise he checks the Mohaniya Karma. And that Mohaniya Karma will be checked only when he understands the 7 tattvas as they are.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, your test is done, Aarti. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rajendra
Next.
ma'am, Padmapriya ma'am.
Yes, Padma Priya.
I'll prepare the same topic, ma'am. Nature of the wrong knowledge. That is
Okay. Okay. I'll ask you. Don't worry. Explain the 3 types of viparya. Explain the 3 types of Viparya.
Viparya, it's a Karan Viparya and Swarupa Viparya, Beta, Apeta Viparya. Karan Viparya is like considering body as a soul. That is the root cause of the particular matter is not identified properly. I mean, why it is like this and what is the root cause of this? That was understood wrongly. That is called Karan Viparya. And the Swarupa Viparya does not know the difference between or the nature of that particular Vastu. That is the Swarupa Viparya. And Beta Apeta is the discrimination. Does not know the difference between one Vastu and another one. About one Dravya and the other one. That is called the discriminatory or Beta Apeta Viparya. So these are the 3 types of Viparya.
Okay. Can you tell about Samyak Gyan or Mithya Gyan in context of Pratyaksh Paroksh?
I mean, Samyak Gyan and Mithya Gyan are viewed in the points of whether it's perceived for the Prayojan Bhut Tattva or not. But whether it is the Gyan may be a Pratyakya Gyan or a Paroksha one, but it doesn't determine whether the Gyan is a Mithya Gyan or Samyak Gyan.
Okay. Okay. Third question. How will we know that our Mithya Gyan is going and Samyak Gyan is coming? How will we know?
It both happens in the same way, like a lamp and the light. That was the example given there. When the Samyak Gyan, we cannot say whether the lamp is the light is switched on and then the darkness goes. But it both happens in the same way. But how do we know that is like a person who gets the Samyak Gyan can understand this is I've attained Samyak Darshan. They can understand it. I mean, when they can able to do the discriminate or the what to say, like when they can able to absorb themselves in their own soul, the Atma Gyan, then it is the Prayojan Bhut Tattva is applicable. So the person can differentiate between the Mithya Gyan and the Samyak Gyan. I think I get the questions correctly now.
Okay. Okay. So the more and more we like the Gyan Darshan Swabhav and we are not interested in Rag Dvesh, then we can know that our Mithya Bhav is going.
Yeah.
Okay, simple. You know, the more and more you like Vairagya and Vitrag Bhav, being one with the pure soul, then detachment with the non-soul things will develop. Then we can say, yes, we are on the right track. Yes, but if you continue to say Atma is beautiful, but you take interest in more Ragdvesh, then means it's all intellectual level, not at the realization level.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Your test is over, Padmapriya. I give you full marks. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, anybody else?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, can I? Yes, ma'am. The question, ma'am, Krampat Paryay, those questions which I had done, question 1 and question 11, ma'am.
So question 1 may, Jeev or Ajeev, how should we know Jeev and Ajeev?
How should, ma'am, we know Jeev is living thing. Jeev is a soul basically, and Ajeev is that which is not a soul.
No. In Krambad language you talk. Question number 1 नहीं है, मैंने page number 1 निकाल लिया.
Question number 1, ma'am.
See page number 1, 2, 3 में क्रम नियमित होता हुआ जीव जीव ही है और क्रम नियमित होता हुआ अजीव अजीव ही है.
Yes, ma'am.
Page 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Chalo, wait, let me take. You're making me jump from 1 to 11. Very sad.
Sorry, ma'am. In
People
English,
take-
I know the page number, but ma'am, 11th one is about that untimely death.
Okay, leave that one for a minute. What is, now you come to the question. What is the other name for Krambad Paryay?
Sequence bound
What is the other name?
modification. Sequence bound modification, ma'am.
Okay. Sequence bound modification, Krambadha Paryay can be Kram Niyamit Paryay. All these sequence are bound in a very specific way.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the one. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me, what is the use of understanding Krambadha Paryay?
Ma'am, when we understand Krambadha Paryay, it becomes very clear that whatever is to happen is all fixed. We don't need to get extremely stressed about things.
Hmm.
What is going to happen will happen in exactly the same order it is supposed to happen.
So, what should we do?
We should do what work we are supposed to do. We should do. It's not that we can just sit behind. We should do jo apne ko karna hai, but there's no use taking stress about anything.
No, Rita. We
Okay,
are
ma'am.
supposed to do means, what do you mean by we are supposed to do what we are supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
In Hindi, I mean, अपना जो काम मतलब मैम, अपना क्रिया जो करना है वो अपने को करना है.
Nahi, Rita.
Okay, ma'am.
Even that kriya will happen according to Krambad.
Okay.
Even that kriya, see, you are taking care of your child, or the
Okay.
child is being taken care of according to his Krambad by you. You are only a nimit.
Yes, yes,
But
ma'am.
if you think I am taking care of the child, that means ek dravya dusre dravya ka kar raha hai. That means you don't understand your jeev dravya, which is Gyan Darshan Swabhav.
Okay, ma'am.
That way we have to understand.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Next आप मुझे ये बताइए कि name the 5 samvai. 5 factors that determine any event.
Yes, ma'am. Swabhav, Nimit, Kal, Purusharth,
Very good.
and the
And-
last one is destiny, ma'am. I forgot the Hindi word.
Bhavitavyata.
हाँ.
Punaha. Okay. So what is right Purusharth, dear? Rita?
To be yourself.
Very good. Okay. Chalo, आपका test हो गया. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, next.
Yeah, this is Umeshni, ma'am.
Yes, Umeshini.
It's
Enna
from
panna poringa?
second and 6th question from Krambad Paryay.
Okay.
6 hours and then second question.
What is the second question about? I have to
So one
wait.
substance does not bring about any change in the other. How does this constantly changing universe operate?
Okay.
That's it. What will happen if this sequence sometimes stops its function? Who will determine when the sequence should be slow and when it is fast?
Okay. Give me the answers for these questions.
Second is it is automated, ma'am. Everything will happen in sequence. It is automated. We cannot do anything in that. It is the operation is fixed. But we can change the modifications, but only the operation is fixed. Substance has the power to change the modifications.
Okay. Explain the 6 Shaktis.
6 Shaktis, first one is Bhav Shakti, ma'am. Bhav Shakti, it will be in its own defined state. The substance has a power to do modifications in its own state of being. Then the next one is Abhav Shakti. Abhav Shakti, it will not allow the next Bhav to come and do the change. It will do its change in present moment. The next one is Bhav Shakti, Abhav Shakti, then Bhav Abhav Shakti. Bhav Abhav Shakti will eliminate the present modification in the next time unit. Has the power to eliminate the present modification in the next time unit. Fourth one is Abhav Bhav Shakti. Abhav Bhav Shakti, it will take the shape of the next modification in the sequence of the third. Then the fifth one is Bhav Bhav Shakti. Bhav Bhav Shakti, this substance has an eternal power that what modification in what time it should happen, it will happen. It will not that process is fixed. And above Shakti, what modification will not, that eternal power has no power to do that modification. That modification will not come in that time. These are the 6 powers, ma'am.
What is the use of understanding these Shaktis, dear?
Shaktis, that all the operations will happen in sequence. Nobody can do anything with this. But we have to do our own, we should not live.
What is it that we have to do? What is it that we have to do?
We have to travel with this process, ma'am.
No, we have to remain a knower and seer.
Knower and seer, okay.
When you remain a knower and seer,
yes,
then you are out of this sansar chakra.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, dear, your test is over. Thank you. Yes, Rajal.
Yes. Ma'am, I will do my bhashan in misery is caused by the rise of Vedaniya karma and release from it.
Page number?
Yes, in English it is 79.
No, I want the, wait. Chapter 3.
Yeah, chapter 3, English it is 79. Yes.
No, I don't want that. I'm coming to you. Wait. Okay, what is the meaning of the word Vedan?
Vedan means feeling producing. Feeling producing.
Okay. Pleasure and pain feeling is produced because of what?
Asata Vedaniya karma and Sata Vedaniya karma.
Wrong.
No, it is produced because of mithyatva, no? Because we believe that our body is ours. So we are...
Mohaniya karma. Mohaniya karma.
Mohani, yeah. So then it leads to Mohaniya karma. Because of our Mohaniya karma.
Because of Vedaniya karma, I got cancer. But I suffer because of Mohaniya karma.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of the Vedaniya karma, I experience the pain of cancer.
Cancer.
But because of Mohaniya karma, I feel it has affected me. That oneness with the body is the root cause of my suffering.
Suffering. Yeah.
That cancer is not the cause of suffering. Bhagwan ka upsarg is not the cause of Bhagwan's suffering. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the cause of bondage of Sata and Asata Vedaniya karma?
Okay. The bondage is because we give so much importance to our senses. We are dependent on it and on our body. And because of our Mohaniya karma, and we have not realized our reality, our Prayojan, Bhut Tattva, our 7 Tattvas. So that is why it has all led to this. If we understand we will be in our soul and find happiness within, then we would not be suffering. Now, external forces, we are dependent so much on the instrumental external situations for our happiness. And we have a well of happiness within that we are not finding. So everything is, we don't stay in equilibrium.
So considering that happiness comes from outside is dash, fill in the blank.
Is mithyatva.
Very good. Delusion, illusion, Brahm, mithyatva. Ho gaya aapka test. Good, very good.
Thank you,
Rajal, right? Yes. Next. Anybody else?
Janindra ma'am, Guna.
Yes, Guna madam. Solunga.
Anekantvad and Shadvad, Paramabhava Prakash Gnaya Chakra book. Page numbers 425, 426, 427, ma'am. First 3 pages, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the 2 meanings of the word Anekantvad.
Anekant 2 meanings, ma'am. Anek plus Ant. If you take Anek is 2 and more up to infinity. If you take 2 for Anek, then that Ant means Dharma, which is Paraspara Virodhi Yugal Dharma present in the same substance. If you take Anek as infinity, Ant refers to Guna. Whenever you use when you in the context of Dharma, alone we should use the word Shyad.
Is it right to apply Anekantvad and say that Kashmir is India's and Kashmir is Pakistan? Both are rights. Both views are right. Is it right to apply Anekantvad here?
No, ma'am.
But people apply, no, your view is also right, my view is also right.
They are not clear in what they are saying, ma'am, actually. It's not just because saying it is like elephant is like crow.
See,
one-sided.
Pakistan is there, Kashmir is there, and India and Pakistan say Kashmir is ours. It is not two views about one reality. It is having the same person is having two views of that reality.
Yes, ma'am.
That is Anekantvad.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Okay. So what is the need for Anekantvad, dear?
Vastu Swarup is Anekantamaya. We cannot express the entire quality or guna of Vastu simultaneously. To understand reality, which is multidimensional, we need Anekantvad.
Or you should tell like this: when you apply the tool of Anekantvad, your Mithya Bhav will go.
Yes.
And Ratnatraya Moksha Marg will begin. Okay, I give you full marks. Thank you. Anybody else will detach for the day?
Yes,
I think all are done. Thank you all. Somebody do the prayer.
Thank
no,
you,
I'm
ma'am.
just having my breakfast.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a wonderful day.
Somebody do the prayer, dear. Nija Nidhi, Nija Me Batai.
Yes. Nija Nidhi, Nija Me Batai.
इसके लिए जिनवानी Okay, dear. Thank you, everybody. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, ma'am. Jai Jinendra, ma'am.